Today on Lisa Loves Food, we're making macaroni and cheese 2 ways. One is a creamy stovetop version, and the other is a spruced up baked version with tomatoes and a super crunchy, buttery, cheesy topping. There are just so many ways that you can customize this. You're gonna wanna make it all the time, and it's such a crowd pleaser. Today on Lisa Loves Mac and Cheese. Is mac and cheese ever a bad idea? No. Anytime we see it on a menu, we want to get it. Or if we don't get it, then we're mad that we didn't get it, and then we're like, can I try some of yours? And even when mac and cheese is not that great, it's still great because it's carbs and cheese. So just imagine if you use pretty good cheese, it's gonna come out so good. I'm going to show you an easy mac and cheese recipe. You can make it home. You're going to love it so much, you're going to double the recipe. You're going to triple it. You're going to fill up a bathtub with this and get in it naked. Today on Lisa Loves Mac and Cheese. You need pasta. Cheese, do not get pre-shredded. Milk, you can also use half and half. Butter, flour, would you believe that's actually all you need for a basic mac and cheese? Optional panko breadcrumbs and petite diced tomatoes. Oh, and whatever other cheese. This is crumbled goat cheese. You'll also need salt and pepper, of course, and whatever other seasonings you want to put in there. We'll go over that. Make sure you grate your own cheese. Okay, it takes a couple of extra minutes, but you're gonna look so sexy while you do it. Trust me, it tastes so much better. Just buy a block of your favorite cheese and make sure it's a decent cheese, and hey, you could even go fancy cheese and then invite me over. Dude, I can't believe I have to say this, but don't forget to salt the water when you make the pasta. I mean, it seems like so many people make mac and cheese and forget this simple step, and then it's just like a blah macaroni. In another pot, melt 4 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna make a roux, and that means 4 tablespoons of flour because you have to have the same amount. Did you ever think you were gonna make a roux? Look how fancy you are. Now you're gonna whisk this together for about 2 minutes. It'll start to smell a little bit nutty. You don't want it to turn brown. It kind of turns into a paste. I never set my heat above medium with my cast iron cookware. After 2 minutes, I can add my milk. I'm going to start with 2 cups. I could add another half cup if I think it needs to be a little bit more liquidy. There we go, and pretty much just heating this up at this point, so you don't have to have the heat cranking too hard. Okay, playa, now don't get too excited, but you just made a classic bechamel sauce. Time to melt in my cheese. Now listen, if it were the apocalypse, maybe I would use pre-shredded, but it would have to be like, seriously, I'm camping or some situation like that. But use whatever cheese you want. Now, I tend to go for sharper flavors because I want my mac and cheese to have a little more punch. As you melt this cheese into your bechamel sauce, you're gonna see it thickening up. Ooh, it's getting so exciting in here. It's fun to also mix and match different kinds of cheese. Now, I'll usually go for a sharp cheddar and then see what else I have in my fridge. In this case, I had some crumbled goat cheese. I just melt that in for a little extra tang, a little extra creaminess. Now I'm going to grate some fresh nutmeg into this. This is very classic to do with a bechamel sauce. I'm adding a little bit of cayenne pepper and some black pepper, or white, I guess if you're racist. Now, I didn't salt this yet, and that's because I want to wait to see how salty this cheese is going to make this. Then a few dashes of ground mustard. Could also add spices like paprika, or maybe even some dried oregano, but this will do it for me. I'm gonna give it a taste to see if it needs any salt. Now just add your pasta, and you're done. Boom, mac and cheese. Ooh, I could just stick my face in this and call it a very good day. But maybe you want to do more to this. You can add veggies, you can add meat and veggies, you can bake it, you can add a topping. There's so much more that we can do. So we're gonna do a couple more things here. But first, let's take a moment to just look at this creaminess right here. It's an easy side dish to bring to that party you were invited to. Now for something different. Tomatoes! Yeah, this is a trick of my mom's. She doesn't cook a lot of meals, but her mac and cheese is a hit. She adds a can of diced tomatoes. That might sound crazy, but it's so good. Trust me, cheese and tomatoes, kind of a classic combination. It makes kind of a pink sauce. Now, just so you know, the acid of the tomatoes will break up the cheese a little bit, so you won't have that creamy silkiness, but trust me, it's worth it. Now, we're gonna bake this. It's totally cool to just do a cheese topping, but we're gonna go crunchy, buttery breadcrumbs. Just melt a couple of tablespoons of butter and add in a cup of panko breadcrumbs. It's going to be buttery and crunchy. You can also add seasoning to this if you like. We're going to keep this pretty simple, maybe just a pinch of salt. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Pour your mac and cheese into an oven-safe dish and just put the breadcrumbs on top. And you know what? For the heck of it, I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese too, because I have it. So why not? Can't have too much cheese in mac and cheese. This topping's gonna get so crunchy. Ugh! Then go live your life for the next 30 minutes. And there you have it. Now, if you don't get the desired color on top, you can just put it under the broiler for a couple of minutes. But whatever you do, when you use your broiler, don't walk away from it. You don't want to light the house on fire. Now, this makes a deep flavored? Is that really what I wanted to say? This is the problem with freestyling this. You've got yourself a baked, cheesy... It's mac and cheese, all right? But it's got a super duper crunchy topping and tomatoes. It might sound weird, but holy crow, it's delicious! Review! Cook 8 ounces of small to medium-sized pasta. Shells or elbows are perfect. Shred 8 ounces of cheese. Melt 4 tablespoons of butter and whisk in 4 tablespoons of flour for 2 minutes over medium heat. Pour in 2 to 2.5 cups of milk or half and half. Melt in your grated cheese, seasonings, and macaroni. Now you have stovetop mac and cheese. Enjoy just like this or customize it however you want. Feel free to add whatever veggies and or meats you want. And if you want a baked version, add a topping of either cheese or breadcrumbs or both and bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. And enjoy! Thanks for watching! Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. For more content, join my Patreon. That's a nice hot dog. So smart, no so